The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Thursday, the 26th day of June, 2025. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindos, People's Pharmacy, and big shout out to our good friends over at Hot 1075, making sure we're pumping through the airwaves so that those who cannot watch can at least listen. I'm Jamal Hartman. She's Mia Chambray, and we'll have the news break from Maya a bit later on. Mia, happy Thursday to you.
Hey, Jamal, happy Thursday, and happy Thursday, everyone who's tuning in both live and on Hot 1075.
Well, you know what? It's actually going to be Friday Junior we're going to go with today.
Okay, Friday Junior, I love it. I'm ready for it.
We're going to let them know now, right now. There's no live show tomorrow, okay? No live show. But in saying that, since the last time we saw you, Mia, I saw a little something about you. I saw that you're making your debut. Yeah. You're getting in the political space, yeah?
I mean, yeah, it's political space adjacent. Why don't we say that? Yeah, so, it's political space adjacent, I would say, yeah.
So those who have been living under a rock or just don't watch the news for whatever reason or just tuned out, Mia is going to be she put her hat in the ring to make herself available.
Yes.
Yeah, make herself available for the City of Hamilton. What is it, as a counselor, right?
Yes, as a City of Hamilton counselor. Yes, to represent the business community for the City of Hamilton. That's right. Yes.
And it just happened. It just happened. Charles says, he says, morning. Is that singer Mia, entrepreneur Mia, or candidate Mia? Well, I mean, it's co-host Mia today, but she is well-rounded. She is well-rounded, folks. I mean,
oh my gosh,
she does it all. But no, congratulations
Thank you.
on putting your head in the ring. And we look forward to talking to you more about that because the voting date's next week, right?
Yeah, so it's next Tuesday, July the 1st, which is also Canada Day. A fun fact. So those of you who can vote are registered business owners and registered building owners for the City of Hamilton who are on the parliamentary registrar. So you've registered yourself as a voter for the City of Hamilton. So that's if you own a business in Hamilton or you own property in Hamilton and you're a registered voter. So that's how you can vote, because I've had so many people be like, I want to vote for you. I want to vote for you. But it's very, which by the way, has been absolutely amazing and so heartwarming and so awesome. Like, how can we support you? We want to help you. So it's been wonderful. But it's quite in the grand scheme of things, it's quite a small pool of people who can actually vote this time. So yeah. So if you're listening and you own a business within the City of Hamilton limits or building, please come out and vote Mia on July 1st.
Well, hey, no, let's not get in trouble. You know, Teo is banging me. If you Google our names, we got in trouble in 2007. Now we have to let your opponent say, oh, come vote for me. You know how that goes.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, of course. There's obviously, yes, all's fair in love and war, right?
Charles says, can I register a business in Hamilton today and vote next week, or is there a cutoff date?
Oh, yes. Charles, great question. Actually, the cutoff date has already occurred. So you have to have already registered yourselves or already been registered as a voter. So yes, that has closed now. So
Alrighty.
so you got to be registered. Show up at St. Paul's AME Church Hall,
Mhm.
July 1st, Tuesday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Tuesday, July 1st, folks. All righty. Well, greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today as we welcome Colleen DeGrilla on from PALS. She's going to be discussing how the organization continues to assist people in Bermuda who have been impacted by cancer. The Daily Play is a name that plays today. Oh, this is a fun one. So I want to see if anyone gets this. Don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Question of the morning. Here we go, folks. Folks, this week is graduation week for the 2 senior public schools. It's graduation month for many of the high schools, primary schools, so many in Bermuda. But for the purposes of this conversation, what, and this is going to be your Friday Fun Day question. We're going to have fun with this. And this is going to be a test about how much we care about those coming behind us. All right? These are the folks that are going to be taking care of us one day. What advice would you give to the 2025 high school graduates? What advice would you give to 2025 high school graduates? Maya gave them some great advice yesterday. Something she said, don't be afraid to change your friends, boy. Maya actually spoke at the Cedar Bridge Academy graduation, my alma mater. That's how you say it, alma mater? Yeah, whatever. But yeah, they only did 1 year there, but I did Cedar Bridge, the original, they say. But Maya spoke that. I think Barclay Institute is today, not mistaken. But let's have some fun, audience. Let us know, what advice would you give to 2025 high school graduates? What advice would you give to 2025 high school graduates? Let us know what's on your mind. And in the meantime, for the sake of this conversation, this is Friday Fun Day, brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Don't forget, you can get 2 years of free membership. Just go to mailboxes.bm/the Daily Hour. And your daily discussion brought to you by Titan Express and Secure Trucking. What advice would you give to 2025 high school graduates? Mia?
I was just going to say, Jamal, what advice would you give? Yeah, what advice would you give, Jamal?
I will let you know after.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about what advice I would give to, because in my business, I actually have relationships with students who come in and have employment or internships or on the job kind of shadowing days. So what would my advice be? Put your phone down.
Mia, that right there, believe it or not, is a powerful piece of advice. It is.
Yeah.
Put your phone down, enjoy the moments.
Yes.
Phone down, pick up a book. Put your phone down and try something different.
Yeah, definitely.
I like that. I like that.
Sorry.
TDA says, good morning, TDH family. My advice would be to enjoy each experience and learn something wherever you go. Okay. You know what? I know this sounds cliche, but never stop learning. And I say this, and Mia, I don't know if you relate to this comment I'm about to make, but I've probably learned more post-college than I ever did in my entire schooling. I legit have. And I'm going to call names, right? I've learned from people on this show. I'm going to start like yourself, like entrepreneurs. Like, people think retail is hard. Like, no, she found a niche in there with environmental retail. Venture. As much as we fight and disagree and she ignores my text, honestly, when I need something, I could hit send up. Sherry, from a personal standpoint, she just got that therapist way, like learning, like we don't know it all.
No.
From the audience, like this audience, the stuff that they've made, give me stuff to think about.
Yes,
it's amazing. And then there's the mentors like Tamara from People's Pharmacy. You've got Charles Jaffers. Before we started the show, would ask questions. I'm like, isn't he annoying? But questions that challenge your thought process, right? The Glenn Blakeney's of the world who like give you the opportunity and like call you at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. Like, work doesn't stop when you run a business, right? But the ability to fail, allowing me to fail and learning from those failures. Alroy. So I've learned from, and I think a lot of it, even family, watching how my family's uncles and father and my mother and aunt, like how they didn't just rely on their 9 to 5, but they taught me how to live without someone giving me something.
Definitely.
By earning something.
Definitely.
There was some key lessons. There was some key from coaching, from mentoring. So all of that to say, advice I would give, surround yourself with people who will help you grow, and grow.
Yes.
I mean, surround yourself with people who are going to hold you accountable.
Yes.
Surround yourself with people who are going to challenge you.
I agree.
Be wary of surrounding yourself with people who enable you.
Amen, Jamel. Amen. Yes, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Let's go to the audience. What else, audience? What advice would you give to 2025 high school graduates? Hadley Swan says, what people think and say about you is none of your business. FYI, I live and breathe by that.
I love that.
Yeah. It Mia, being in this space, people will always have harsh opinions about you.
Definitely.
You can't take it on.
No.
You will like legit stress yourself if you take it on. I love that, Hadleen. You can't, like, being in this space, you can't even read comments about yourself. Don't go in the comment section of the RG. No.
And my grandmother used to say, as long as the people that you love think highly about you and they love you, those are the only people you need to worry about what they think about you. So as long as my husband James is happy with me and my mom and my very close circle of friends are happy with me and my son.
I was just going to say, and the gunner man, right?
The gunner man. Yeah, absolutely. So as long as they're okay. Now, if they start giving me some feedback, that I definitely will take that on board.
Indeed.
Otherwise, it's just, that's their opinion, and they're entitled to it, as Hedeline absolutely said. And it's none of your business. I agree.
Indeed. What else, audience? What advice would you give to high school graduates, 2025 high school graduates? Kathy Del Hayward Ming says, my advice would be embrace adulthood and know that everything you do is an opportunity to grow. Absolutely. Thank you for that. I just want to give a shout out. Charles said it earlier. Maya did an awesome job on CBA's speaker yesterday. She did. Maya, awesome speech to the graduates. And, I'll be honest with you. Finding the right tone when speaking, especially the young people, to keep them engaged is important. And I definitely think she did an amazing job doing that. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, my advice, listen more than you speak. That's not just for 2025 graduates, but all of us. Indeed, Charles, indeed. Misha Fabler says, take the risk. 20 years from now, you won't look back and wish you stayed in your comfort zone.
I agree.
Yeah, I would say that is big. Kajay Matthew says, be comfortable with failure. It'll test your dedication to your goals. Absolutely. That's one of the lessons I learned from working at Inter-Island Communications, man. The way they allowed me to grow was through failure. Like, try things. If it doesn't work, you fix it. You go. And that's what made me comfortable taking risk.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to use Mia as an example. Mia, you know what people say about retail in Bermuda.
Yeah.
Retail's not, but you found a niche.
Definitely. And also, I'm not afraid of hard work. That's definitely some advice to give to young people. Don't be afraid of hard work. Don't be afraid to put your hat. Don't be afraid to always be the first person to raise your hand. It'll get you far. It really will.
Something tells me that there are people tuned into this show right now who just gave you a round of applause for that simple, don't be afraid of hard work.
Yeah.
Folks, it's not gonna, I think we need to be honest. It's not to scare them, but it's not gonna be easy. When we graduated, maybe, has it been 20 something years ago? Yeah. When we graduated, the world wasn't as small labor-wise as it is now. meaning there were more jobs and opportunities.
Absolutely.
Right now, with technology and AI, there's a smaller window of things that you can possibly do.
Yes.
So you've got to be creative. Use your creative juices. Someone said it. Take risk. Take risk. As I said earlier, WKD Lama says learning never stops. I like this one, Mia. Anthony Richardson says we all make mistakes. Learn from them.
I love that too. It's true. And you know what? Mistakes are just missteps. They're just kind of so that you and they're not always a negative. Sometimes you can maybe stumble and then actually learn and you think, oh, well, that bit worked, but that bit wasn't so good. And then you're just creating a stronger foundation for yourself.
Yeah. I like that. What else, audience? What advice would you give to 2025 high school graduates? Melissa Butler says, continue to be teachable. Yeah,
definitely.
Be teachable. Oh, I like this one. Michael Daniel says, what you do speaks. They used to say in the old days, actions speak louder than words, but I love this. What you do speaks.
Yeah.
The things that people see you do. Yeah.
Very true.
I must say that it is the Barclay Institute graduation this morning. So we did get from our good and loyal audience TDH member, Suzanne Ingham, said she was not going to be able to make it today because her grandson was graduating.
Oh my God.
If you have someone who's graduating this week, you can give them a shout out. Let them know how proud you are of them. But big props and shout out to Suzanne Ingham's grandson. She didn't give us a name, but he's graduating from the Barclay Institute today. Michael Daniels says, what you do speaks louder than what you say. Absolutely. Michelle White says, be flexible and ask questions.
Yes.
She says, don't bury your thoughts. Bring them into reality.
Love that.
She goes on to say, life is about lifelong learning. Unless the mistakes causes lives, mistakes are learning opportunities. Absolutely.
I agree.
Absolutely. Keep them coming, audience. I hope that high school graduates get the opportunity to hear all of which you were sharing this morning.
Yeah, you too. There's some beautiful gems. I'm learning this morning as well from all.
Anthony Richardson says, seek out and embrace positive and effective mentors. This is important. This is important. And I'll tell you why it's important. I think we live in an age where, again, social media, everything's driven by popularity and the like. Positive and effective mentors don't necessarily have to be loud and seen people. Let me repeat. They don't have to be loud and seen. Yeah. There are a lot of people. I'll give you the example of millionaires I gave to someone recently. I put into ChatGPT and Copilot. I was just sitting around on Sunday and I typed the same thing into ChatGPT and Copilot. I typed, please share how many millionaires and billionaires, percentage-wise, are athletes, celebrities, actors, singers, entertainers. What do you think the percent was?
I don't know. Probably lower, way lower than you would expect.
Just take a guess.
10%? 10%?
Heck no. Way too high.
Okay. 2%.
Heck no.
0.5%.
Bingo.
Wow.
Put it in. And why did I do that? Because I realized that, and this is for young people and people of all ages, actually. I realized that we, especially in an influencer per se age, we're so caught up on who's loud, we're so caught up in who's seen that we don't even realize who's effective. When I'm cruising down the A1A on a boat and I'm looking at all these mentions in South Florida, you start to Google, these are not celebrities you know. This is the owner of Heinz Ketchup or mayonnaise or the coach at University of Kentucky, or like it's not people who are out there. It's the owner of this or the chief executive of this insurance company. The point of it was you actually have a better chance of having a successful career
Yep.
in what's considered a traditional format or an entrepreneurship than you do trying to be a celebrity.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. Absolutely true. And I think, yeah, we live in an age of like flash and magic, but it's not all it's cracked out to be. Back to what we were reflecting on before, like don't be afraid of hard work, and what Michelle White said is don't bury your creative ideas. I love that so much. I think that is so true, and don't be afraid to bring them to the table.
Yeah,
because you're young.
On 107.5, it's Mia and Jamel in the His House. Today, we are asking the audience, what advice would you give to the 2025 high school graduates? Sean Smith says, fail early, fail fast is the quickest way to success. Yeah. Man, that's one thing, man. I sports taught me at a very young age. It's not, and Sir Alex Ferguson is known for saying this when he was the manager of Manchester United. It's not about losing. It's how you respond after a loss and how you respond to failure. That's the true test of whether or not you'll be successful. Will the Real Deal over at Hot 107.5, responsible for making sure that we're pumping through. He says, this is not the end. It's just the beginning of your life. You have finished your training for the real world. It's not that you can't. It's just that you haven't yet with full achievement. Indeed, absolutely. Michelle White says, challenge those leading you, but do it respectfully. Leadership respects someone who can think outside the box. You know, that's important. You have to challenge leadership.
Yeah.
And you have to do it in a way where they understand that you're doing it because you believe there may be a better way, not just another way, but a better way.
Yeah.
Go to them with a plan. Show them. Let's go through these final few comments. Then we've got our guest, Colleen DeGrilla, coming on. Very important conversation. Again, after last time we had PALS on, we got so many people giving us feedback about how much PALS meant to them. So looking forward to the conversation with Colleen this morning. Charles H. Jeffers II says, develop personal core values and live by them. I would encourage all to have integrity to be one of them. Integrity isn't just what people see you do, but what they don't see. Absolutely. We've got Michelle White says, simply ask why. If you can't think of the answer or you haven't been trained to know the answer, ask to know more. Simply be curious. Anthony Richardson says, too often we gravitate towards people who beat their chest the loudest. Be prepared to connect with the less loud mentors. Anthony Richardson says, your path and your journey is yours and not that of your peers. It's personal to you. And then we've got money is not your success. You are. Love yourself. Absolutely.
Love that.
I'm going to say this. I'll leave. Do you have anything else on this, Mia?
Gosh, there's so many pieces of beautiful and amazing advice. I'm be curious, stay humble, listen, be open. These are all words to live by, whether you're graduating this week or whether you're, 75 years old. These are all words to live by just throughout your whole life. Very important.
I'll say this, and I'll probably repeat it again later on, but do you know how good it feels to wake up every morning and love what you do?
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
Honestly, I look forward not just to the Daily Hour, but everything that I do for BCG. I love it. Mm-hmm. I absolutely love communicating with people. I love speaking to people. How can we help you exceed your goals? I love that.
Yeah.
If you're passionate about something, find a way to ensure that it remains a part of your happiness. Let's give thanks to Titan Express and Secure Trucking. And then we've got the news break coming up. And then we have our very special guest, Colleen DeGrilla, coming on after that.
The Daily Discussion is brought to you by Titan Express and Secure. Visit TitanEXBDA.com, your leading tour and transport provider specializing in Black History tours throughout the island. And SecureBDA.com for all your property management, waste management, residential, and commercial trucking needs. Professional, punctual, and reliable service is our commitment to you.
Good morning, good morning. This is your Daily Hour News Break brought to you by the good people at People's Pharmacy. From first steps to final walks across the stage, don't forget that People's has the perfect way to say Respique for them to the graduation class of the Barclay Institute. And now on to your news.
This summit is organized for you, those who are unclear, feel unheard, unseen, and underserved.
I think we are showing that we're not just talk. I think people can see this survey. They can see this cost of living summit, which was, here's what we've learned, confirm with us that we believe these things are correct and we should go this way. Today, we also had disruptive discussions that say, how can we change current state and evolve it?
The highly anticipated Cost of Living Summit concluded yesterday, June the 25th, with a start time of 8 a.m. at the Hamilton Princess, and presentations focus on data, imports, food suppliers, food security, modernizing utilities, health, island needs, and the housing market. Today's coverage will focus on the purpose and the most interesting solutions that came out of the summit, according to those in attendance from panelists, guests, chairmen, and government.
Well, yeah, I was here for the food security part of it. This morning, that was very, very interesting because you had all the key stakeholders involved, even those people who are not normally supporting government, who've been critical of government, they were there. So I think government had the right idea of bringing everybody together, no matter what the persuasion.
I think some of the points that Aaron Critchlow mentioned regarding the Singapore model and just basically how they dedicate so much resources and assets towards subsidized or public housing, and 80% of all of their population live in government-owned housing. I think if not necessarily that's where we're going to go to, but I would like if we could at least strive to a fraction of that.
On a personal note, I've heard most of what we've heard today before. What is hopeful is that what we're hearing in these panels is what's being said to the government behind closed doors. I think what we've seen today, a lot of Bermudians will maybe not have seen that these conversations should always be ongoing. This should not be the first time that government officials are hearing anything that's been heard today.
I was quite surprised to know that there is so much food that can be sourced in the Caribbean area or Latin and Caribbean area, and we don't even tap into that. And so it may be a quick solution, relatively speaking, for us to adjust the regulations to allow food to be imported from those areas. But food security, it's the understanding that there is lots of land, for example, in other areas, and Bermuda can actually outsource some of its production.
Now, not every suggestion will be agreed upon by every attendee. When it comes to outsourcing land elsewhere, others have different perspectives.
I'll let you all know today that absolutely Bermuda has enough land to grow a significant amount of food for us, for our community and population. In terms of football fields, there's the equivalent of 209 football fields worth of farmland in Bermuda not being farmed.
Lastly, the next. Now that the summit is over, when will Bermuda see its benefits? The commission will meet Friday and will focus on quick solutions.
What can be done almost immediately to have an impact? That's the first step. And we'll talk about those things on Friday. And then separately would be what are the medium-term and long-term impacts that we can have. But I think it's going to be very important to really have a conversation in terms of what can happen relatively immediately, because as all of us, we want to know right now, at the summit, what's next? And so hopefully we can help to craft an answer to that question.
And as for your weather forecast today, it's looking generally sunny with a chance of an early morning shower. We also have a high of 87 degrees today, so a lot of high humidity. I'm Maya Palacio. That's your Daily Hour News Break. And now back to Jamal in the studio.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Maya. I watched for the most part yesterday. I kind of summed it up as it could have been an email because I agree with MP Michael Fay. A lot of stuff that was discussed, we already know. But as I said earlier this week, I would encourage anyone to, and if you want it, just hit me up. You can send me an email, jamal@bermudacommunications.com, and I'll send you the video of Guyana. Guyana is the only country in the world that can feed their population based on this video. As far as food security and oil, I mean, Guyana's now, I think, the 9th richest country in the world. So, I mean, we can probably learn from countries like that, but we have to stop being arrogant. I think what I found interesting is, again, as Michael Fay said, these are conversations we've had before. We know. So what are we going to do?
Yeah.
What are we going to do? So, Mia, you got any days of the year for us?
I do. It's International Chocolate Day today. So I want to know chocolate. Yeah. International Chocolate Day today. So We have lovers of chocolate and listening or in the audience today. Do you prefer white chocolate, milk chocolate, dark chocolate?
Well, what's your favorite chocolate?
Oh, my favorite chocolate to eat ever? Oh man. I can't choose. Favorite. Okay, actually I know. Reese's peanut butter cups.
Okay. I'm gonna go with a Cadbury whole nut.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's good. I also love Bounty.
Okay. So you like a little coconut in your chocolate?
I do.
Audience, what's your favorite chocolate? Let us know. What's your favorite chocolate? Yeah, I'm a guy where I never liked chocolate until I became an adult.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't like chocolate.
Yeah, I'm glad that you changed your ways.
Yeah. Wow, Mia, I didn't see that coming. So
yeah.
I like a Twix.
Yeah, Twix are good. I love hot chocolate. chocolate.
I haven't never really gotten down with that, you know?
Oh man, Jamel, we need to do swimming, hot chocolate. So many things. Come on, Jamel. We need to do a magical mystery tour.
Okay. Hot chocolate, I guess. I could do a Snickers, I guess, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Cadbury whole nut. Audience, let us know what your favorite chocolate is. We're gonna take a break. We'll come back with our guest for the day. We've got Colleen DeGrilla coming on from PALS. Please, folks, if you haven't already, we ask you every day. Hopefully, one day we won't have to ask, and you'll just help us out. Help us beat the algorithm if you're on any of our streams on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter, X, or Instagram. Do what you do. Help us beat the algorithm.
Yeah.
Like, love, follow, share the link with your friends, your family, your colleagues. And if you're on Hot 107.5, don't do this while you're driving. But if you have a passenger, just get them to video that you're locked in and send it to us. Engage at thedailyhour.com. We'll be back after I read these few comments. We've got Anika DeShield says Cadbury whole nut or Swiss chocolates.
Ooh.
Ellen Kate Horton says Kit Kat or Bounty.
Ooh.
Michelle White says Cadbury, but trying my best to stay away. Mia's got me going search for Cadbury whole nut today, folks. We're going to come back after this quick break. Do not go anywhere. Stick with us.
People's ACW, located at King Edward VII Memorial Hospital, carries over-the-counter medicines, toys, cards, and even toiletries. Our knowledgeable staff are there whether you're at emergency, visiting family, or a member of BHB staff, to show you our best even when you're feeling your worst. People's ACW, we're here for you.
Hi there, welcome to Medical House. We're located at number 6 Bakery Lane. I can't wait to show you all of the great stuff that we carry. Come on inside, let's see. Long days, long shifts, you no longer have to endure comfortable underwear. Designed by nurses, we now offer premium undergarments by Swoop that are unique, fun, comfortable, and functional. The only underwear you'll ever want to wear. Who says high-quality functional products can't be stylish and comfortable at the same time?
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
96 degrees, real hot, oh yes.
Summer's heating up, but your home, it can chill. BAC is turning down the heat with 20% off Carrier X-Power mini split AC units. They're sleek, whisper quiet, and smart thanks to energy-saving inverter technology. New install, upgrade, doesn't matter. Just don't miss out. For a limited time, get 20% off when you pay with cash, credit, or debit.
96 degrees, real hot.
Swing by BAC on Mill Creek Road today.
Discover Drop It, your go-to grocery delivery. Browse and select from a wide range of groceries, from fresh produce to daily essentials. Our friendly drivers deliver fresh groceries to your door fast, saving you time and hassle. With Drop It, you get fresh groceries delivered fast, so you can focus on what really matters. Drop It, freshness at your doorstep, delivered to your door with Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Dreaming of expanding your business? With BDC's Loan Guarantee Program, we support your ambitions. Get up to 75% guarantee on bank or credit union loans up to $300,000. Just your vision and our support. Apply today and unlock new business opportunities. BEDC, Bermuda Business starts here.
At Umami, we don't just sell spices, we spark something bigger. We believe food isn't just fuel, it's connection, it's tradition, it's joy. Our dream? To help you eat better, love louder, and maybe even start a little food revolution. One home-cooked, flavor-packed meal at a time. Because cooking isn't just a chore, it's an act of love. Umami Spice. Gather, cook, connect.
All righty, welcome back to the big show. Mia Chambray, I'm Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and big up to our friends over at Hot 1075, making sure that we're pumping through so that those who cannot watch can at least listen. Don't forget to subscribe on our website, follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Folks, again, help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Help us beat the algorithm by giving us, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram, LinkedIn, give us that like, love, follow, share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Well, we've got some more chocolate, folks. We've got Charles H. Second. He says, I'm a Snickers peanut butter cups or whole nut guy, but lately I've been eating dark chocolate covered almonds. Those are healthier, right? Oh my goodness.
They are. That's what I tell myself, Charles.
Tell yourself that. We've got Anthony Richardson says the crunchy. Oh, I love the crunchies, man. We've got Papa Cheesy says dark chocolate, the best. All right, Papa Cheesy, big up to yourself. And we got Nicole Walker says sea salt dark chocolate from Panama, dairy milk, and peanut butter cups. I gotta try that sea salt from Panama.
Yeah.
And Anthony Richardson says lion bars. All right, you've got multiple ones. All right, we've got you. We've got you now. I've got to go find me some British chocolates. They got a crunchy whole nut and make it a day. Lion bars are delicious, by the way. All right, without further ado, let's bring in Colleen DeGrilla. Let's give her a warm TDH welcome as she comes back. And we got to ask her favorite chocolate, right?
Yes, we absolutely do.
All right, let's give her that warm welcome.
Let's find out.
Good morning, greetings, and happy Thursday to you. How are you?
I'm good. Happy Thursday to you guys. It's what did you say? Fake Friday or something? What is it?
Friday Junior. Friday Junior.
Friday Junior.
Yeah, that. Friday Junior. That's it.
Welcome to Friday Junior. So, what we've got to ask you. Mia told us all about chocolate, so she's going to be getting us cavities by the end of the day. But do you have a favorite chocolate?
I think Butterfingers have always been my favorite. I really like Butterfingers.
Man, a classic.
Art Simpson, you can do promos for them, right? Don't lay a finger on my Butterfinger. Yeah, remember those?
Yeah, yeah.
No. Well, no, I mean, look, we can get caught up on chocolates, but Colleen, thank you so much to you and your team for, not even just us on this show, but making time to actually go in spaces to engage the public on a regular basis. The work that you do, as we'll learn through this conversation, is so important for so many in Bermuda. So thank you for trusting our platform and including us in the work that you do. But for those who don't know who you are, just tell the audience a bit about your background and what it is that you do.
So I am originally from Boston. I'm actually in Boston now. I'm a social worker by background. And I came to Bermuda 21 years ago as a social worker at the hospital. And I was there for 13 years. And then I had transitioned to PALS. I am now the executive director of PALS. I've been there 8 years. Okay. And so that what I was thinking about the advice to give to a graduate, and it's always, you got to love what you do. I really believe that, like you were saying, be passionate about it, but, go into a career that you are going to enjoy and never go, oh, I'm so sick of this, or this is boring. Like, do something you really like. And I have always loved being a social worker. So
absolutely.
It's been my calling.
Thank you for taking up something that it requires a certain amount of empathy and care for others. But for those who may not know, can you share with us from your heart what PALS really means to people and families who you serve?
Sure. So PALS we're in our 45th year this year. We're celebrating our anniversary. I'll give you a little bit of the history, but I can sum it up by a patient said to me one time that, when I walk through the door of PALS, it's like I receive a hug. And that's exactly what we want to be and who we are. So we're a cancer care charity, and we help the patient and the family while they are living with cancer. Historically, we've kind of been known as end of life only, but we really want to be there throughout the whole journey. So, I kind of say, if you're at the doctor's and they unfortunately say you have cancer, the first thing you should think of is, I want a PALS referral. Get PALS in my life. Because we're there to hold your hand emotionally, physically. We can help financially. The whole package. We just support everybody.
Indeed.
And we have a full team. We have 6 nurses, a doctor, a social worker, a full complement of people.
Thank you. Audience, if you have any questions or comments for Colleen, please feel free to send them through, and we'll get through as many questions and comments as possible. Go ahead, Mia, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, and it's true, actually, the first thing you should do is engage PALS. I mean, it's not something that you want to have in common with other people, but unfortunately, cancer, you can't get away from it. And it does, affect us all, whether it's you personally or a member of your family or a friend. So, lots of times we often just think of cancer care as just being medical. But what PALS does, I've experienced it personally, what PALS does goes far beyond that. And can you tell us about some of the personal touches or moments that you really feel reflect the spirit of your team that you just mentioned?
Yeah, I think there's just so many. I mean, there was, let's say 2 years ago, there was a patient that his sister called because he didn't want to reach out and he was afraid, and but he was really struggling. And so she called. I didn't know her, but she happened to get me, and we chatted. And I'm like, well, get a referral, have him come in, have him talk to us. He came in. I mean, he's a big guy. And he came in and he was very upset. And, he comes in all the time. He is in remission. He's doing he doesn't even visit us anymore because, he doesn't need us. But it's still, he was someone that, we really helped, and we really, we connected. And, that's the part of the job that I really love, is when people feel like they're driving by and they're like, I just need to go into PALS and talk to someone, and things like the personal touches. And that's the part I love, is getting involved in someone's life, and that people aren't a number at PALS. They're actually, I hear them outside and I'm like, I have to run out and say hi. I don't just sit in my office, because I want to see how their day is, or what's going on today, or if they're having a bad day. I know when they sometimes when they don't come to see us, they're having a really bad day. So then we check in. One of my patients is on Facebook. I'm like, why aren't you coming to visit me? Hello. So yeah, we do stalk people.
Oh, no, that's good. I love that. Yes. And a light stalking is definitely needed in this space. That's for sure. I love that so much. And like I said, I personally had dealings with PALS with my family, and you guys were absolutely amazing and wonderful. And it was a really scary time for me, and I wasn't even experiencing the cancer, but I was a family member through it, and it was very harrowing. So cancer does affect everybody. It's not selective, and you guys are there for the community, which is just amazing. Whether in person or via social media. Now we've just found out.
Right.
Are there any new programs or services you're especially excited about? Things that will help patients feel even more supported during what is often the hardest time of their lives?
So we have been running a program called IOP, which is Integrative Oncology Program. And this is a program that includes nutrition, which we use. Catherine Burns teaches our nutritional component. Exercise with Eva Gutowski, psychology with our social worker Shamika Ingham and Dr. Karen Dyer, and then reflexology. So we are looking to enhance that in the fall, and I could talk more about that in the next month, because we're trying to finalize something. But we are looking at that, and also developing a survivorship program, which Bermuda doesn't have. And a lot of people say they feel that kind of when they go into remission, they're dropped, and nobody asks them how they're doing. But yet I just talked to someone last week who said, 10 years ago, I was in remission, but every time I go to the doctor, my fear is he's going to say it's back. So, that it shouldn't be stopped. So actually on Monday, I'm going to Spalding and Mass General to check out their cancer wellness centers and survivorship programs and trying to learn more about what we need and what we can do in Bermuda for that, for people surviving cancer.
Wow, that's absolutely incredible. And it's such a good point, because even though you're in remission, you're always like fearful that, you might get those words again, those that, that bad news again. But it's amazing that you're looking into that and you're just moving forward and you're curious and you're creating change and opening up PALS even more and more holistic and wellness.
Yeah.
And that's so exciting. And I can see why you were recently honored with, was it 3 Best of Bermuda awards?
3. Oh my goodness. 3.
I know, I'm so excited for you guys. What was it like?
We were so excited.
What was it like to receive that kind of recognition?
The first one came as I just got a call about the first one, right? And so I was so excited because it was for our thrift shop, and we've never been honored, and we've been trying really hard to make it successful, and it is successful, and I know people love our thrift shop, and so we were very excited. And I sent this email to all the thrift shop volunteers. I said, tell everybody. And they said, did you read that last line where it said don't tell anybody? And I said, oh no, I didn't. And I'm such a bad secret holder. Like I cannot, it kills me. And so I did tell a couple people. And then 2 weeks later, she called me with the other 2. She said, oh, by the way, you also won best charity event for our walk, which has been growing and amazing, getting better every year. And then, then overall people and places we won. So that was it was amazing. I mean, it validated what we do. It confirmed that we're doing good for the community. And I don't know, I'm still beaming from it. It feels really good.
Oh, as you should. I mean, congratulations to you and your team and the volunteers. But I can imagine, there's lots of highs. I mean, winning 3 Best Bermudas and, people going into remission. But I know your work can be deeply rewarding, but probably very emotionally heavy. What keeps you and your amazing team going day after day?
Chocolate. No, we're a very close team and we share a lot. I know the nurses and the social worker, particularly, they actually go to not therapy, but there's a mandated thing that they do every month just to release. But we do talk a lot. We cry, we laugh. It's hard. It is a hard job, but you have to really enjoy what you do, which we all do. And, even when we lose a patient, it's still, as long as we feel that we've helped them have a positive passing and the family has positive, feels positive about it. And, there's no anger and stuff, we feel like we've done a good job.
You guys do an amazing job, honestly. I'm so proud. I wish we could give you 1 million Best of Bermuda awards. But for someone who's listening right now,
oh, thank you.
To wrap the conversation, Colleen, for someone, before we take some questions, finally, for someone who's listening right now, whether they're dealing with a diagnosis, supporting a loved one, or just moved by PALS and everything that they do for the community, how can they reach out, get help, or give back to support PALS mission?
Okay, there's many ways. First of all, if you are going through cancer or somebody that's going through cancer or you just have questions, call us. Sometimes people email and it gets lost in the system, but please just call. There's someone that will always speak to you, whether it be the social worker, the nurse, the administrator, myself, and then we can encourage you to get a referral. You can get a referral from any physician, whether it be your GP, surgeon, or oncologist. You do have to have the diagnosis of cancer, though, not like I think I have cancer. So that we can't actually open a case until you have been diagnosed. If you want to just help, you can go on our website, www.pals.bm, and there's a donate button. You can donate to us. We're always looking for donations, but there's also a volunteer button, and you can volunteer Currently, we're always looking to increase our volunteer drivers. So sometimes people need, like let's say they have to go to chemotherapy or radiation for 6 weeks every day, and the family just can't do every day. So, sometimes a driver can alleviate that and do a couple days a week, or sometimes people don't have family. And so, we are always looking for volunteer drivers to assist. The thrift shop is always looking for people downstairs on the weekends to help when we're open. So the thrift shop is open Fridays 4 to 7, Saturday 9 to 3, and Sunday 11 to 3. When you apply, if you apply to be a volunteer, there's all options to tick. Like, I want to be a thrift shop, I want to do events, so you tell us what you would be interested in, and we will get back to you.
Amazing.
Awesome. We have Shayna Smith saying, hi, Colleen's my favorite supervisor. Awesome, right?
I supervised her at the hospital.
Okay. Charles H. Jeffs II, he says, an unexpected PALS service is their support for families after their loved one has passed away. I love and appreciate that. What service exactly do you offer after the loved one's passed away?
So we have what's called a grief support volunteer. And so every month for a year, the loved one will receive a letter, and it talks about the journey. Like, this is your first month, it's going to be really difficult. And, we didn't create the letters. It was some format, but we've been doing it for years. So, and I've had people call me and say, please don't stop these letters. I really enjoy the letters. And it gets you through the first year, which oftentimes is the hardest. So we do that. And also when people are struggling, they check in with us or we check in with them, and we know we can, assist by referring them to therapy. And, I always say, once you're in our lives, you're kind of in our lives forever. So you stay part of our family, you volunteer, you help out, and then you feel better and you feel like you're giving back. And, we stay in your life forever.
Indeed. Colleen, thank you to yourself. Thank you to your team. Thank you to everyone at PALS for the work that you continue to do. We greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Two people sitting here discussing this with you this morning have been beneficiaries of the work you do. And audience, if you or anyone not necessarily impacted by cancer, but want to help those who are, please just go to pals.bn and just be a part of making a difference in our community. Congratulations for all that you do. I know you don't do it for validation.
Thank you.
That you are being validated for what you do. And I look forward to the next conversation with your team.
Thank you. You too. Thanks for having me. This has been fun.
Absolutely. I'm going to have a chocolate after the show. I hope you enjoy one too. Have a great day.
Me too. Me too. Thank you.
Colleen, folks. PALS, if you appreciated that conversation, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. We're going to take our final break. We'll come back after this, and we've got a daily play for you.
Uh-oh.
It's a name that place. Yeah, it's a name that place.
Okay.
Stick with us. See if Mia's got this. She might need your help.
I will.
Forget the usual. Ditch the ordinary. Go off-grid, where adventure meets barefoot luxury. Welcome to Off-Grid RV Bermuda, the island's first recreational vehicle retreat where nature meets luxury in a fully solar-powered Airstream RV. Enjoy eco-conscious linens, cozy robes, a stove, and full bath in a mobile home. You'll find peace in every detail of your stay. Now accepting bookings for overnight stays and half-day escapes. We deliver and set up your Airstream at one of our 10 hand-picked island gems, or right to your private residence. Whether it's a honeymoon, golf getaway, birthday, or solo recharge, you'll get quality service every time. Book now at offgridrvbermuda.com and discover the sleep, serenity, and scenery you've been craving.
Hey, you all right, bud? I don't know, man. I finished running 20 minutes ago, and I feel like I'm still panting.
Look like you need to recover. Try this here. New drink.
Oh, you're like you want to go to the hospital in 2 seconds ago. This will make you fast like Flora. Tastes good.
Yeah.
Yeah, bye.
Hey, we again.
I'm recovered, right?
Being from this little island, like yourself, we knew you needed access to reliable shipping. We set up mailboxes so you can skip all the long waits or held up in customs excuses.
With mailboxes, that won't happen. Get your packages in under 48 hours using our dashboard.
Plus, if you're a planner or headerer, our weekly consolidation service might be for you. We hold your packages in Delaware and ship them together to save you big time on shipping fees.
And with our warehouse being in Delaware, that means 0% sales tax. Pretty cool, right guys?
Looking for the best care for your pets? Noah's Ark Feed and Supply has everything you need, from top quality food to toys and supplies. We've got it all. Join our frequent buyer program and earn rewards every time you shop. Plus, we've been awarded the Clever Customer Initiative program for helping you save more. And don't forget, we open an hour early on Saturdays so you can get a head start on your pet care. Visit us today or shop online for easy pickup or delivery. Your pets will thank you.
All righty, welcome back. Thanks again to Colleen DeGrilla for stopping by for that conversation. Greatly appreciate her and her team at PALS for all the work they do and for trusting our platform. Thanks again to the BAC group of companies, Medical House, Lindo's, People's Pharmacy, and a big up to our friends at Hot 175 for ensuring that we are able to come through the radio airwaves and engage every last one of you who is able to listen but not watch us. It is time for the Daily Play, brought to you by Bermuda Trivia, now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Follow Bermuda Trivia on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, and TikTok to find out why it's Bermuda's favorite trivia game. All right, Mia, are you ready? Audience, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, here's the question.
Okay.
Vacation Land has appeared on the license plate for which U.S. state?
Florida, California, vacation land, Las Vegas, Nevada. Sorry, Las Vegas is not a. Utah.
I know two people who watch this show regularly who went to school in this state.
Oh.
But it's not Florida. It's not an obvious state. It's not California.
Oh.
It's not Nevada.
Oh.
One of the most surprising states. I'll give the audience a hint.
Colorado.
Huh?
Colorado.
No. It's a New England state. It's one of the 6 New England states.
Oh. New Hampshire. Maine.
Maine it is. It is Maine.
Maine. Okay.
Yeah, Maine.
Vacation land. Okay.
See?
I mean,
Oh, got it. See, I was picking on him. Got it. Maine.
oh wow. Okay, that's cool.
Yep. Maine.
Okay.
Maine it is. Yep. See,
Maine.
now, Joel, did you Google that?
I would have never guessed that in a million years.
Yeah, when I saw the question, I'm like, Maine, really?
Maine. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to go on a vacation and check out what it's all about.
I've been to Maine a couple times. I actually absolutely. So, quick story about Maine. I went there. I was there for work, and I love seafood. So they're known for the lobster and all that.
That's right.
So I went. I asked the person at the front desk of my hotel, so where can I go where the locals are? They told me, I think it was called Jay's Oyster Bar. And I went there and met friends. And I went back a year later.
Wow.
They remembered, oh, the guy from Bermuda. That's my experience with Maine. Yeah, Portland, Maine.
Wow. Okay. Well, that sounds great. The farthest I've been is New Hampshire, which was also a great experience.
Yeah, New Hampshire is one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen during the autumn time.
Yeah, unbelievable.
I've been New Hampshire. The only New England state, obviously, I lived in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. The only state I've never been to is Vermont, which they tell me is the greenest of them all because it's such a small population, but a lot of land.
Cool.
But yeah, Maine, vacation land. Who would have thought?
Vacation land. Okay, noted.
Julie says, I was there 3 weeks ago. I wouldn't call it that. Wow, you were in, it must have had to been someone's in boarding school because that's what they're known for, like about boarding schools outside of the main lobster. Anyway, Mia, let's wrap it up. Final advice for 2025 high school graduates, and then the conversation with Colleen. What you got for us?
Oh, wow. I mean, I think, I'll tie them both together. So do what you love what you do. If you're passionate about something, if you're good, it might not be something so obvious as if you love if you love maybe just being with people, or you love to talk. I used to always get in trouble at school for talking, but now I do it as it's my profession. So, maybe it's something that you are really good at and lean into it. And that's great advice for the high school students. Really think about, what am I good at, and lean into it. And there are some great jewels from the audience today as well. So many different pieces of advice that are wonderful. And then, leaning into the conversation with Colleen, of course, congratulations to PALS for their recent awards, and just for everything they do and how they support the community. I learned a lot today from Colleen, and like you said, Jamal, we've both used the services of PALS for our families, and I don't know where the community would be without them. So they're just doing amazing work, and continue to be curious, and continue to spread and have more services for our community. Amazing.
Yeah. I'm going to echo what you said about the advice to high school students. And I'll just say this again. I mean, one of the best feelings you'll ever experience in life is waking up and being excited for the day ahead because of what you know you're about to do.
Yeah.
There was a debate on social media amongst Bermudians last week that took me back. And the person said that basically it was whether we need parents and guardians need to make sure their children are majoring in things Bermuda needs, or whether they should follow their passions. I'll say this much. There's a way to combine your passions with the needs of the community.
100%.
That's where you find success.
Yes.
And sometimes the community doesn't even know what's needed. Don't be afraid to create it. In the words of Steve Perry, educator who came to Bermuda via Hot 1075 in 2009, we need to be preparing students for things that don't yet exist.
Absolutely.
Think about that. As far as the conversation with Colleen, you all know I'm not big on charity. I'm not big on the Best of Bermuda Awards and so on. But I don't look at them as a charity. I think I look at them as community. And I think community needs to be validated and appreciated in every and any way possible. Something she said that really touched me was that each of the staff are mandated once a month to kind of do a, not therapy session, but it's a great tool on them. I think everyone, no matter what you do, should do some form of that. Because when the weight of the world's on your shoulders, having the support that is sometimes non-existent is necessary. So I'm grateful to PALS. I am thankful to PALS. And my hope is that we as a community continue to support PALS even before or if we never need them. Mia, do you have any daily inspiration for us?
I do, actually. And this is a quote from Prime Minister Mia Mottley. And the quote is, "The best leaders not only create their vision, but inspire others to action."
I love it. I love it. Thank you for that, Mia. Audience, if you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Also, please don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Linda's, People's Pharmacy, and Hot 1075 for making sure that those who cannot watch can at least listen on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you tomorrow. Oh, sorry. Monday. No show tomorrow, no show Friday, no live show. She's Mia Chambray. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great day. We are is out. Peace.